let's throw it back to you and just let us know a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and kind of what brought you to Thailand.
Yeah, well, first of all, thanks for having me on, Brendan. It's awesome. The studio is absolutely epic. Yeah, so I'm Australian, born and raised in Sydney. When I was 17 years old, I was given the opportunity to go do some volunteer English teaching in the northern parts of Thailand, about 2 hours west of Chiang Mai, in a very small village called Hoi Tong, which is now my second home. I lived there for about 9 or 10 months, and after about 2 months of living there, I felt super alienated and super isolated, and I had this epiphany where if I learnt Thai, I could way better acculturate into the local place. And so I went on this mission to learn as much Thai as I could, and to the extent where I almost wanted to become Thai. I didn't want to hang out with any other foreigners. I didn't want to be associated with anything foreign, and I only wanted to hang out with Thai people. So I would go for periods of up to 3 weeks where I didn't speak a word of English because I was living in this dormitory with only Thai students. So I just fully dove into the place and acculturated massively, to the point where now I speak relatively good Thai. To be honest, there's a lot of Farang out there who speak way better Thai than me. They just don't put themselves on the internet.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's pretty, for you to get that level of Thai, and you said you're only here 9 months. I mean, that's pretty spectacular. I mean, I've been here 6 years, and Hans, how's my Thai? D Mac Mac? My D. My D. My D. Now, when you're living with these people, now it's just Thais.
It was actually, I should preface, it was the Karen Hill tribe. So they call themselves the Baganyor people. In Thai, they say Gariang. But yeah, so they're not Thai. They come from an ethnic diaspora. And they speak a different language, but they also speak Thai as well, because they're kind of naturalized Thais up in that area. And they, you wouldn't, if they moved to the city, you wouldn't notice really any differently.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah. I mean, did you pick up a little bit on their natural dialect?
Yeah, I did. I do know enough to.
Is there anything
to make
you can, like, the difference between Swati Cup and...
Oh, it's completely different. It's like a completely different language. It's not like Thailand has a few dialects, but this is just a completely different language. But there is the northern language and the Isan language and the southern language. But yeah, you can only do so many things at once, right?
Yeah, I did some hiking up in Laos, and then I met some people from the Han tribe, and it's more similar to Chinese.
Yep.
It's interesting, these dialects, and essentially what people don't realize is these people, these tribes, they're nomadic essentially. Like, they don't have a border, they don't have a country, they don't have a flag.